Welcome everyone, it's Vapor Dragomar. It's time for some more League of Legends. I don't really like covering this game. And yeah, you're not going to like what you see here. And I'm going to show you why. Because there is a dark side to K'Sante. Really dark. Now, you might see this man who literally looks like those bodybuilders from like the you see everywhere. Yeah, you're about to see something that is not pleasant. This is what I did when I got a hold of K'Sante. The truth about K'Sante. He barely does anything. He has barely any range, does barely any damage, and it only gets worse from here. Oh, you thought it's gonna get you thought this was gonna get bad. Oh no. This is going to get a lot worse. That's just an omen. The real omen comes from when I go further into the game. Because this is the best it's ever going to be. The best. It only goes downhill from here. You're about to see why. Because here's the truth about K'Sante. He is weaker than Seraphine. He is weaker than any other champion that exists that I have ever played. And as this progresses, you will begin to see what I'm talking about. Yep. This is a beginning. This is only the beginning to the pain of K'Sante. This is why I don't play K'Sante. This. You are about to see as this progresses. The truth as I try to fight. Notice how I am doing nothing to them. And they're doing way more damage to me. This Viger, by the way, believe it or not, was already flaming the living hell out of me, and we haven't even gotten to the later stages in this game. We haven't even gotten to the later stages of the game. You think that picking Yone or Yasuo is griefing your team. No. This is... See, I'm building tank and stuff on him. But that doesn't indicate... That doesn't perfectly foreshadow what is about to happen. And since I was told never to play K'Sante again, I'm just putting this here as a warning. That's why. Because if I run into that guy again, he'll know. And unless they give this guy buffs. These Untofos will serve as crutches. You see, as I'm trying to deal with my ults, he just deletes me. And I do no damage. No damage. And I can't tank in the alt form either. Yep. And she fails to get him. But that is not the real measure of what ends up happening here. Because this you saw how easily they deleted me and I did no damage? Yeah, this is about to get a lot worse. As I try to protect under my own turret, I'm getting chipped to hell. I get my ult form to try to do some damage. And then I get some assists. So at least I'm acting as an assist bot, at least temporarily. Look how much health his ult tears off him. Take a look at that. And look how little damage I still do. And now it's over. And now my damage is back to being completely, even unrepentantly bad. And my damage is unrepentantly bad unless I'm in ult form, and then it's slightly acceptable. Now I'm going to get knocked into the air and blown to shreds. But it gets better. Or should I say worse? It gets worse. And they're like, Vaporsmith, why didn't you cover Cassante? And I'm like, okay, you know what? I will cover Cassante, and I will show you. I will show you what kind of pain I had to go through. This is the true measure. After this, I just stuck to Annie, and I was content with that because I've had enough of I can't even get over there, and I get knocked into there with the Alistar. I'm already 0-4. That will progress as this goes on. That will progress. As I try to farm to try to get levels. Yes. If you want to play someone like Cassante, don't do it. Just play Set or something. Don't play Cassante. Look how little damage I do to them. And look how much damage they do to me. Yes. Ever wonder why I said the Viger was about to get a lot more angry? Yep, it's like playing Yasuo, but worse. I have the most deaths. Yes, yes, and I probably do the least damage because this guy does no damage. I'm probably going to get killed under my own tower. I'm going to try to foolishly help. Or he's just going to kill him and then double kill me under tower, yeah. Pantheon is way more overpowered than this guy ever was. Mm-hmm. Yep. This is literally what me messing with K'Sante leads to, gray screen simulator. This is also why I'm moving on from League mostly to other games where I don't have to endure gray screen simulator and my strategy and stuff and my knowledge actually matters. As I go into alt form to try to fight this Alistar, and I get my only ever kill of the game. As I try to get some dashes. He's like a melee Akshan. If the melee Akshan was incredibly weak. Like the weakest version of melee Akshan you've ever seen. Yep. The weakest melee Akshan. Now, if they buff him, I'm going to try him again, but until they announce that they're going to buff him, I have no reason to do it. I have no reason to play him. Yup. He was a great concept in the lore, and I love K'Sante's music. But I hate the champion. I love the lore, hate the champion. Love the music, love the lore. Music and lore, 10 out of 10. Champion, as it stands, 1 out of 10. Maybe 2 out of 10. He just does nothing. He literally does nothing. Every other champion in the game does more and is more useful than K'Sante. As you can see, you're in a melee range. Look how little damage you deal. Okay? See, I'm in alt form, and I try to do something, but he does no. I do no damage to him. And I try to go into shields, and see, and I even try to whack him, and he literally takes no damage. And I have a feeling my Vigor's losing that. Yep. So there was that too. Alright, we're at 1 and 8 now. It gets a little bit more. Not much more, but a little bit more. Yep. Yep. This is K'Sante living. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, in a game like this, to play this character even multiple games in a row like this is going to be unbelievably painful. And I'm sorry my camera got out of focus there for a minute. I was already really wanting to quit at this point, but yup. So I try to go in. I try to flash in to save the Caitlyn. I go that way, and I do no damage. Mm-hmm. I do no damage and I can't tank it either. Like, the guy just doesn't do anything. Just doesn't do anything he's like at all, really. Nothing. So that's the 9th. I don't know if my Viger will ever actually land something. I was hoping he was going to do a little bit better than what I was doing, but my hopes were not high. People always wonder why I do Raid and Elder Scrolls instead of League. This kind of thing happens to me way too often, especially when I do newer champions that are not meant for low rating at all in any extent of the word, or like are easily countered. Like, this is like I can't do anything. Say, I just don't do any damage. The guy is just too weak. And I get knocked into the air and I get blown to shreds. And I literally do nothing. Yup. And if you're wondering why I was recording this in replay form, it's because I wasn't planning on recording it anyway until he said the words, "We're never going to see it again." And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll record the replay as a warning. And that, I believe, is the end of the game. As he knocks me up. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That is why I don't want to play K'Sante again. Because I'll have to endure that. Again. Until they buff him. Maybe. Possibly. Hopefully. Reminding everyone, his lore looks amazing, and he looks amazing. But in game, he is weak as... Like, even these other characters up here, these little guys, they're so much better than him. So much more powerful. That is the truth about K'Sante, and it hurts me to say this because his lore and his music are god tier. But the champion... not worth playing.